Hello, my friends. Today we are going to work on accepting money in our consciousness and subconsciousness. And I can't wait until I would share my insight, which I got several days ago. And so what we are going to need today, we will need some printing of any picture with the money. It can be black and white, and on the picture there can be any money. I use pounds because I live in England now, but you can use any currency, you can use gold, anything. Just this picture should give you the concept of money, that's it. But it should be portrait, so it should be vertical, because we will be showing the growth. Also we will need a Sharpie, pen, highlighters or markers, and or pencils. So let's start. So the topic today is accepting money. Topic is accepting money. So as usual, you need to set up a timer for 2 minutes. I have my watch here. And to write down a list of random words. There should be about 20 words, but they can be more or less, but about 20. Don't think about the word, just write down everything that would come up to your mind. Okay, let's start. So, as usual, it was absolutely chaotic. No connection with my topics, just slightly connected. But it doesn't matter, because anyway, we activated some neurons on this topic. What is the idea to draw Neurographica on some picture? The idea is that when we draw neurographic lines on the surface of the picture, it means that we give a signal to our subconscious to accept, to receive the idea of something that is depicted on the picture. So it happens subconsciously. So we see the picture, we start to draw neurographic lines, and in such a way we merge this picture, and we directly download it to our subconsciousness, because neurographic lines are something that is natural. So we make this something that is shown on the picture natural for our brains and for ourselves. So by the way, you can use any picture. For example, if you wanted to have some features of character of some person, some celebrity, or maybe saint person, or some scientist, you may take the portrait of that person and just to draw neurographic lines and round up, and that's it. And you will feel that it will have the same effect as if you directly communicated to that person, and you directly got into that person energy or something like that. So it's like communication. So today we are going to communicate with the money. First of all, you need to start drawing neurographic lines, very important, from the bottom to the top. Just a relaxed hand and draw some neurographic lines. If you see, my neurographic lines have some loops. Loops mean repetitive thoughts which I didn't process. So I'm going to process them together with you. I have never had such neurographic lines, and I feel that I still have to work on that question. So I'm going to do it with you. It was really difficult to start. I still had some resistance, and I will tell you later that this question of money is really, really complicated for me. It's not an easy one. So draw so many neurographic lines that at some moment you would feel that it's enough, but the more you have, the more effective it will be. But you can always repeat that exercise. So I feel that's enough. At this moment, I just need to round off all the intersections and corners, and while I will start rounding them up, I will tell you why I decided to pick up this topic. You know, when I first started to share knowledge about Neurographica, I started locally in my town in England, where I live now. And I don't know, for some reason I decided that this topic is not interesting for local people, because obviously English people are living better than Ukrainian, and I was thinking that like people just have enough everything and are not interested in money. Like they are not interested in ways of getting easy money or something like that. I don't know. I still have lots of limiting beliefs in my head about the money, and I can tell you that when I was doing my specialist Neurographica course, the whole course was devoted to the question of money. So every algorithm we studied, we connected it with the money. And I remember that I didn't want to do it. I felt so much resistance, and I didn't understand why we pay so much attention to money. There are so many more important topics than just speaking about money. Why is the world is so crazy about money and blah blah blah? And now I understand that it was my resistance, and I did lots and lots of algorithms, and I felt that I believe that this question is something that I already done and I finished it. But recently I had such an insight, really, and I would like to share it with you. So at the moment I'm doing another course. It's called RTT. It's Rapid Transformational Therapy. And while I was doing that course, the teacher told something that really made me think about it. She told a phrase. She said that if you don't have enough money in your life, and you feel that you would like to earn a little bit more but you can't, or for example you feel that you can't earn more, it means only one single thing, is that you are not ready to accept the money. And first I thought that it's something ridiculous, because consciously on the surface I like when you have money, when you can buy everything you want. But why I don't have enough money then? And she insisted the only reason that you don't have enough money is that you are not ready for it. You don't want to accept it. Again, I thought it's something that's not about me. I'm ready for money. What's the problem? no, it's not about me. And she said, if you want to be ready for the money, and if you want to have this ability to get the money, you need to do one exercise. And she gave us exercise from RTT therapy. She told us to close your eyes and just ask your subconsciousness to show you any of your relative from your family who is present on the earth now, or who has gone. It doesn't matter. So your subconsciousness has connection to everybody from your family. And ask your subconsciousness to show you any family member who had this or has this ability to accept money, who has this ability to earn money easily, who loves money, who has good relationships with money. And just in your mind ask that relative to give this ability to you. So just to ask it from your family tree, from your generation. And it was interesting for me, and I decided to try. Why not? And I was hoping that I would see someone from the past lives or something, but no. When I closed my eyes, and at that moment I saw my father. Really, I saw my father, who is still alive. He is on the earth. And I remember I clearly saw a picture from my childhood when my father started to, when Soviet Union collapsed, he started to do something like his own business. He was selling different goods in the market, in the open air market. And at that time, it was something unusual for our people, and it was very successful. And he earned lots of money because he sold some goods which were forbidden before, like chocolate, foreign chocolate or something. I don't remember what. Some little things, like chewing gum was forbidden, jeans, something like that. And it was very, very popular, and he earned lots of money. And I remembered one episode from my life, from my childhood, when my father came home. He brought lots of cash, and together with my mother, they started to sort out that cash and organize it, and put it face up, and with such love and care. And I remember, I clearly remember that moment. And I felt that my father loved money so much, and he just loved earning money, and he loved to provide our family with a good life. So at that time we had everything that we needed. We had clothes and food, and while lots of people at that time were starving. And I felt like heart to heart. I didn't speak about it to my father, but I felt from that image that love to money. And I felt that I never had that love. And I couldn't understand why I rejected the concept of money all of my life. I couldn't understand why. And I continued my meditation. And at some point, I remember, and I remembered another episode from my childhood. So when my father started to earn money, he started to drink lots of alcohol, go to casino, something like that, and he started to fight with my mother. He became very abusive and blah blah blah. And at some moment, I remember when I was a small child, I remember that day as it was today. I promised myself, when I grow up, I will find a husband who will be totally, absolutely opposite to my father. And I was very committed to keep that promise to myself, and I kept it. And I found a very poor man. I love him, but when we met, he was really poor, and for a long time we didn't have money. And I understood what I did to my life. I totally rejected my father. Totally. I just decided that my father was totally bad, and I rejected everything that reminded me about him and everything that somehow was connected to him. And ability to love and earn money was included into that list. That's the problem. That subconsciously I rejected the money because money reminded me about my father. When I understood that, I felt, I felt such a something in my body, that I kept my money away from me on purpose because of that trauma. And it gave me understanding why I was never interested in earning money, why I rejected the idea that people should be rich. I found millions and millions ways to prove myself that I don't need money. But when I I took some counseling sessions, and I remember when a counselor told me that you need to accept your father. And I said I cannot accept him because he's alcoholic, he's abusive and everything. And she told me, but you are part of him. Anyway, you are part of him. If you totally reject your father, it means that you reject part of yourself which looks similar to your father. And I understood I didn't only reject my part of myself, I totally rejected lots of things which are connected to my father. So this RTT, this rapid transformational therapy, I applied it to myself, and I just asked a question to my subconsciousness: why was my father so abusive? And I received an answer that he was abusive because his mother didn't accept him. He felt neglected all his life. And just as it is. So anyway, what lesson I took from that story, that we cannot totally reject anything. So anything can be good and bad. And do you know the saying that if life gives you a lemon, you need to make a lemonade out of it? So that's That's my story. So yes, I didn't have ideal relationship with my father, but still my father had something that I can learn from him. And how that influenced my life. I also couldn't accept money from my husband. I also, for example, when my clients ask me to help, I couldn't tell them the price. I felt embarrassed. Like deep inside, I believed that I should do it for free, and many things. But when I accepted that part of my father, which loves money, that which can earn money, which can support family, deep inside myself, I felt the change. I felt that now I am ready to accept it. I don't feel embarrassed when my husband pays for me. I feel joy when I buy something for myself, when it's not like something that you really need, some food or clothes, it's just flowers or something like that. So I started to be able to accept that. And that's interesting. But next day, I was listening to some podcast of some counselor, and that counselor told that our ability to earn money is connected with our relationships with father, because father represents our social connections, when our mother represents our emotions and our connection with ourselves. So father is external part of ourselves, and mother is internal part of ourselves. So if you don't accept your father, it means that you will have difficulties with the world, and you get money out of interactions with the world. You just cannot sit at home, do nothing, and still get money. You need to get money out of something, right? It can be people or mechanism or machines, but anyway, it's somehow connected with the people. So I can tell you that now I'm feeling ready to gain new connections, to better tell people what I can do, how I can help them. And I know that any external change starts from internal change. The most important change which I feel is that I don't feel ashamed speaking about money. I don't feel, because so many times when I try to work on that topic, I felt that it's something embarrassing, or good people don't speak about money, or something like that. So I don't feel that anymore, and it makes me happy. I believe that I started to build healthy relationships with the money, because to love money means that you do it in a healthy way. Yes, so you don't steal it, you don't make people harm, you don't do something that is against ethics or morality. So my dream is, one day I would like to build a special center where I would combine all methods that I know. Maybe I will invite my friends from college who are also counselors, and also I have some friends who are doing different kinds of therapies, who can help with some illnesses which are considered to be incurable, but they are not. So I would like to make such a like a healing center or something like that. So I hope one day. And of course, for this center you will need lots of money. I don't know how it works. It's just a dream at the moment. I can tell you that I don't need some luxury lifestyle or something like that. I totally understand that money is just an instrument for life. Yes, I know for sure that when you buy the first car, you're happy because you need it. You buy a second car, you're happy because maybe you also need it. But if you buy 20 cars, it doesn't give you so much joy. Because as for me, I'm speaking just about me, the most happiness and joy we get from interactions with other people, when we feel loved, when we feel that we have value, when we feel appreciated. But still we can't live without money. We need lots of things, and it's part of our self-care. For example, I like natural cloth like silk or cotton, and silk is expensive. I don't like plastic. I don't like synthetic materials, because I feel that they suck our energy. And I really like that in England, for example, if you go to playground, all the playgrounds are built from wood and no plastic. Some plastic, but mainly made of wood. And I feel that it influences the children's mind. I'm very highly sensitive person, and I struggled from it all of my life until I found a book about it, and just a type of like psychological system, and it can be used properly in some therapies, and the best possible profession is like a counselor, because I feel empathy and everything, and it's easier for me to understand what a person feels. But from other side, I struggle, for example, to be in a crowd, or so in any place where my senses are overstimulated. So when I saw this this wooden playgrounds, I was so pleased. And I live in a very small town with sheep and cows, and I really like that. I would never like to live in London, for example. I love London, but I wouldn't like to live there. Okay, so let's come back to my yeah, by the way, when I last time was in London, I noticed that a lots of advertising, lots of everything, and it's very easy to get lost in it and to understand what you really want and what other people want you to buy and to be. So in this modern world, money can spoil people, of course. If you have lots of money and you don't have a purpose in your life, you may just end up in some emptiness, where you will be struggling to get any joy. So for me, money is like something like very, very powerful car, like a Lamborghini or Ferrari or something like that. And I mean, when you have lots of money, because it's something that's very powerful, something that can kill you, but at the same time, something that if you control it and if you do it right, it can give you huge benefit. So for me, money is something like that. Because I saw many stories when money ruined people's life, but also I saw stories when money helped people to realize their full potential, to do something really important. So it can be a really, really difficult exam. And you can just ask yourself, how would you feel if suddenly on your bank account you would receive, I don't know, $100 oh sorry, $100,000. Just imagine that. How would you feel? And it gives you the answer if you're ready or not. And if you feel excited or if you feel happy, then ask yourself, okay, if it makes me happy, why I don't have it? And you may say, oh, I don't have a good job or something else. But the problem is we are the person who makes decisions. Yes, sometimes we are stuck in the circumstances, or we are living in a country which doesn't give us good salaries or something like that. But sometimes there is some deeper reason for it, as it was in my case, and I didn't understand it for many, many years. And in my case, I think that it was for my benefit, because when I didn't have money, I found lots of other sources of joy. And now I don't have addiction to the money. If I have money, I'm happy. If I don't have money, I'm happy anyway. So I need that lesson to be in poverty. I don't need it anymore. And but it took me some time to understand that I blocked it myself, that I refused myself. So I hope it will be helpful for you and you will be able to understand your reason. So I finished rounding up. Now what we need to do, подгулявшие. Что я несу, что я несу. So I changed my Sharpie because I think it ran out. Okay, so now we need to add some shapes. We have 3 possible shapes in Neurographica. One is circle, is harmony. Another is square, stability, and the third one is triangle, is breakthrough or a rapid change. Okay, I would like to start from triangle. will be something like that. It means that I'm ready to have some rapid changes in my ability to earn money, and but I'm also ready to do some efforts. I'm not will be just waiting and doing nothing. I will improve my qualification. I will run some campaign to tell people about my skills. So it's not just, but I can tell you definitely that my inner understanding of it changed. That the most important, and I'm happy to feel it, that I don't feel ashamed about the money anymore, that it's something like something dirty, you know, something bad, yeah. And all of my life I believe that it's part of my mentality, but not every Ukrainian has it, so it means that it's, yes, of course we have some mentality, but it's very outdated mentality. So from time to time we need to upgrade our software in our mind, otherwise we will be using Windows 95 when it's 2024. So we need to get that checkup of our limiting beliefs. It's not easy, because when you live in the same place and communicate to the same people all the time, so just mostly impossible to change your beliefs. But books can help you, but communication with interesting people can help you, and Neurographica can help you, because Neurographica builds new neuron connections. So that was my triangle. Also, oh yes, I would like some harmony. So I would like my new understanding of money be absolutely ecological. I don't want to make harm to anybody, including myself. I'm promising myself that I will be absolutely self-caring and caring to other people, that I will not buy weapon, or my money will not be invested in something that can destroy. Oh, by the way, I forgot that we need to make the lines a little bit thicker. Yeah, something like that. So we need to see that shape clearly. Yeah, I will need to round up again. The problem is that our subconscious mind controls us. Most of the actions that we do in everyday life, we do it and we don't understand why we are doing it. It can be some programs from our families, mentality, something that we promised ourselves, as in my case, many years ago, and forgot about it. It's really difficult to understand which limiting programs you have. It's a very hard work. But it can be, of course, it can be faster if you work with someone who can mirror you, who can tell you what you have just told. It's so effective. I remember at my first counseling sessions, the counselor just repeated me what I've just said. It shocked me. It's really important to speak it out. And also I will add some really grounded, stable square, because I feel that if I have enough money and my income would be stable, it will give me feeling of safety and stability, which which I never had in my life. I only started to experience it here in England, and I like that feeling. It really gives me freedom from anxiety. You know, I lived in such a country where every 10 or 20 years everything changed, like country, currency, everything changed. And of course, in my genetic code, in my subconscious mind, I have this memory that you cannot relax. Everything can change any moment. But I want to relax. I really want to relax. So I will round up everything. So you can round up the corners, the sharp corners inside. And if you feel that you are not comfortable with leaving outside corners sharp, you can add some line or prolong it to the side and round up inside. But I would like more to have more rapid changes. That's why I don't want to round off this angle, and this angle. This angle I will round off. When I first started to use such shapes like triangles and everything, the changes started to happen in my life so quickly that I was a little bit scared at first. Then with the time I understand that these changes are always positive, and sometimes, yeah, at first it seems that it's too much. For example, when I left my job, just like everything happened within like few days, and like 3 days ago I wasn't going to leave my job, and in 3 days I was unemployed. But now I think it was the best decision in my life, because I felt absolutely useless at work. Yes, I did my job, but that was some not interesting job which anybody could do, and I had that feeling. Okay, so we need to thoroughly round off everything. Some instructors are saying that you can leave some angles unrounded. Some instructors are saying that you need to round off everything. I will explain you why there is a difference between, because both variants are possible. When you round off something, it means that you want your changes be as smooth as possible. But if you're tired to wait, you may leave some unrounded corners. You may feel some uncomfortable feelings in your body, in your mind. Something unexpected can happen. But anyway, Neurographica is absolutely safe, and everything that happened after I did Neurographica, everything was positive, even if it didn't seem so at first. So just don't be scared. You can do whatever you want. But when I was studying, our tutor recommended us to round off every corner, because you need to just to be ready. Okay. And when I started to speak about this topic of money with local people, I understood that lots of people are struggling, and they are not struggling with something that they can't buy food or something like that. They are struggling because they are receiving money from some activity which doesn't give them fulfillment. So yes, they have their milk and bread, but they're not happy about it. Just some boring life, and they don't understand what to do in life. So that's the problem. And they, yeah, some of them even feel depressed about it. Okay, so we need to add some it's called field lines, background lines. I will use a thin liner for that, so just something like that. You can use the same Sharpie which you used before. So these lines mean that you are ready to interact with people. You understand that in the world of money you cannot be alone. You receive money from other people. It's like energy exchanged. So you need to open your heart and meet your people, your calling, or some job that you will like. So I feel that's enough. And of course round up in order to get the best positive experience. Because just to get money, it's not the purpose. It's not the purpose. Our purpose is to get money and still be, how to say, we can say happy, but it's a word that doesn't say a lot. Just because happiness is different for everyone. For someone it's just some stability, for someone it's just safety. For me it's the ability to use my creativity and to be useful for people and feel it. For somebody it can be luxury life. Why not? I don't judge that. Sometimes I also like to try something luxury. I cannot say that I had a lot of luxury life in my life, but yeah, I had a chance. I was in some very expensive hotels, and why not? I also have a dream. I would like to travel on a big ship, like cruise liner. And it's not such expensive that it was some years ago when I was working as a teaching assistant. Our teachers could afford going to some trip on cruise liner, so I believe that it's not like huge amount of money, but just interesting. I would go to some Caribbean islands or something like that. Why not? And it's surprising for me that I'm saying that to you, and I don't feel ashamed that I'm speaking about luxury. Yes, definitely something changed in my subconsciousness, and I feel happy inside. I feel like a little child who I will try to describe my feeling. I feel like anticipation before Christmas that I will get some long-awaited present. Such a pleasant feeling. And yeah, I just allowed myself. Yes, just allowed myself. And I cannot tell you that it was very easy and it was short journey. It was long journey from my previous mentality to this one. I know that in my heart I always judged rich people. I was thinking that rich people are all bad, something like that. It's very primitive, but something like that, yes, because it was also part of my mentality. But now I understand that it's not about mentality. It's something that I wanted to believe, to support my idea that I have deep inside. Yeah, because according to the, for example, in counseling, there is a theory that we attract people and events in such a way, subconsciously, in such a way that we need to process unprocessed emotions inside us and to confirm our limiting beliefs that we have inside us. For example, I can give you an example. If I was grown up in an abusive family and I believe that all men are abusive, so I have this limiting belief that all men are abusive, and to support my limiting belief I need a person who will be abusive. So subconsciously I will choose a partner who will be abusive. It works in 99% of cases. We just repeat experience that we got from the childhood. But in my case, I don't know how I avoided it. It was just a miracle. When I met my husband, I remember that he wasn't abusive and I didn't like it because I got used to abusive relationships and he wasn't abusive and it felt so boring. His behavior and his care was boring for me because I needed drama. I needed some deep emotions and I didn't have them and those relationships. And the only thing that saved our relationships was that in a month after I met my husband, I left to the United States because I bought tickets before I met my husband, and I was participating in Camp America program, so I couldn't refuse. So I went to America for 3 months, and I got my drama. So I was missing him, and so our relationship developed on the distance, and I was satisfied enough. I had some, I received my portion of drama, of suffering that I needed. So when I came back, we got married, and I think that I remember that during first years of our marriage, I was expecting him to start being abusive. But I asked my husband, if you touch me, I will leave you. But he was not going to touch me, and he didn't understand why. Maybe I needed some therapy, but I never had money for that. And Neurographica wasn't invented yet. If I met Neurographica earlier, I think I could avoid lots of traumas, or at least process them earlier. You know, now I'm reading an interesting book. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. It's about that our all traumas, all stress that we have is reflected are reflected in our body, and we keep it until we have possibility to process it. And if we don't process it becomes our chronic diseases. So from that point of view, Neurographica gives you possibility to heal chronic diseases, or at least to process some unprocessed emotions that you keep inside. Now, I don't cry anymore when I draw Neurographica, but I used to cry a lot. I think that I processed the big part of it. But for example, today, before started drawing this topic, I felt really big resistance, and I didn't want to start. I postponed it, and I said myself, oh no, I'm too tired today, maybe tomorrow. But at some point I understood that it's just a resistance, and I made myself to do it. Because if I didn't do it, I would forget my insight in 2 days. So I finished, as you see, I finished everything possible. Now I need to color it. Yeah, I would use pencils. I don't know why, but today I would like to use purple for my triangle. I never used purple for my triangle. For the circle, I would like to use lemon yellow. You know, I always use very bright colors, and I heard from instructor that if you really need changes, you need to use the colors which you don't usually use. For example, I never use something like brown, for example. Never use brown, so I will use brown today. And it's a good color for stability, because brown represents, I have art, yeah. Brown represents ground, and stability is grounding, yes. So maybe some house. I would like to have some house one day. Also, I would like to add some blue. Yeah, you can mix colors. That's absolutely fine. You can make shadows. You just need to like that picture. Some orange. Yeah, very quick coloring. And I don't know if we can use black. Okay, just to be safe, I will use not black, but kind of gray. Yeah, I really need that energy of earth here. Some grounding. Yeah, and some flows of my rounding, maybe like that. Very difficult to color on the surface of a picture. I feel that I need to leave lots of blank spaces today in order to release my ability to control everything. Just to be like a observer of changes in my life. But it doesn't mean that I will not act. I will, but okay. I feel that really I need to leave lots of blank spaces and some blue. So you can use Neurographica as self-counseling. But if you feel that you need someone to speak about it, you may always ask me. I think you will find my contacts, or you can just write in comments. So maybe one more and that's it. I need some. Maybe like that, yeah. Okay, I feel that's enough. And I have some magic highlighter which has wide line from one. So don't forget to add power lines from the top to the bottom. Oh, I still have loops. Yeah. And rounding up, of course. Rounding up, yeah, I want to use my liner. Yeah, I want to just make little. I would appreciate if you share your thoughts and feelings while drawing this topic, because I know that in my mentality, everybody needs money and everybody is struggling to earn money, because we have, like, you know, I will not tell you about Ukraine. Ukraine now is the most famous country in the world, sadly. And in my mentality, money is very important. Sometimes more important than relationships, love, and everything, something like that. Because our people were struggling to survive. But I would appreciate if you share experience from your country, from your mentality, from your perspective, how you feel about money. Do you feel that you accept it, or you feel some resistance? How do you accept, for example, when a man pays for you, or if you are a man, if a woman pays for you? I don't know if it's appropriate. I don't know. When I was going to England, everybody told me that in England men never pay for women. But it's not true. It depends on the person, I think. It doesn't depend on the country. I have a friend who never accepts money when we share some bills. Oh, okay, so I hope I didn't miss any bit of rounding off. So I'm coming to an end. So when we round up power lines, it means that we are accepting external help. And our topic today is money, and money is external energy. So we are even more accepting it. I have been always struggling to accept money, because it made me feel that, like, something like vulnerable, that people now can control me, and it made me refuse from help. I'm hoping that I would be able to change that. And I believe that there are some people who when they do something, they just do it because they want to do it. They don't to expect anything in return. They just kind people. Why not? Okay, I see that the picture turned out pretty enough. I like it, despite the fact that it was very fast. I mean, fast coloring, not fast rounding, but fast coloring. But so you need to have this feeling that you like your picture. It will be more effective in such way. Okay, so I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any comments and something like that, I would appreciate if you share them under the video. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.